In this episode of REI Jam Session, we are going to cover why we've stopped rehabbing houses and started a virtually recession-proof model of achieving financial freedom in real estate that is better than rental properties and being a landlord. Wholesaling a fire-damaged house and 2 other property deals we have on the go this week, and how to set up a strategic alliance with a number of different business owners that serve your same clients. Not only does this bring value to your clients, but it can also add another zero to your annual income. And the best way for newbie investors to get started without making massively expensive mistakes or spending a fortune on real estate training courses that leave them nowhere, leave them unsupported. All of this and more, stay tuned.
Welcome to Cal and Clint's Real Estate Investor Jam Session. Each week, these rockstar investors are going to pull back the curtain and give you an all-access backstage pass into the realities of their real estate investing business. They'll be sharing knowledge, discussing challenges, and talking all things real estate investing. Are you ready to jam? Here's your hosts, Cal Ewing and Clint Rogers.
Yeah. I guess, Clint, what do we got going on this week? We got a few.
Oh, we've got a lot going on. So like you said, we bought 2 last week, going through some situations with them. We've got one that we bought that the seller, for some reason, so to take a step back, whenever we get a house under contract, we instantly start marketing it from the day that we get it under contract. Because we've got a 3 to 4 week period that we don't want to waste any time. We want to try to make a move on this property, no matter what our strategy may be. We want to make a move as quickly as possible. We don't want to have it just sitting in the water for 3-4 weeks. Well, one of the houses that we have under contract, they're not wanting us to market it because we're buying it through a realtor, and he's having issues with us. I can't exactly understand his logic behind it, but he doesn't want us marketing it. So that's a little bit of a sticky point. That's a new thing that we're going to have to figure out how to maneuver around, or how to get him to get on board with letting us market in some way. So we're still marketing the property, but not necessarily using all of the methods that we would prefer to use. And on the second property that we've got under contract, it's really a sad situation. The lady, she's in her mid-70s. She lived with her boyfriend in this house for 35 something years. He passed away a year ago, and since they had lived together for so long, she was under the belief that he was going to leave the house to her. Well, come to find out, he didn't prepare properly using a will, or I don't know the exact situation, but the short of the story is that she didn't get the house. And over the past year, the family has been trying to get her out of the house. And finally, the family sold the house to whom we are buying it from. And she is forced to move, and she doesn't have anywhere. She doesn't have anybody to help her. She's got a house full of antiques, and she doesn't have any income other than maybe, government funded, and she's got to find somewhere else to go. So it's a really heartbreaking situation, to where puts us in a difficult situation because we want to try to figure out a way to help her. But since she wasn't the owner of the house, there's just not a lot that we can do.
Yeah. And the way we set up the contract, so the lady that we are buying it from, I guess, I don't know if she closed on it or not, but she's just wholesaling it to us. I actually don't know at this point. But we have it under the deal with her is that we close after the occupants are out of the house. And this is the way we met the woman, really. So, and the reason we set it up that way is because we just completed a deal where we've had to move everyone out of the house while they're in jail, actually. In jail. And Clint, you went through all the headaches of hiring a U-Haul, renting storage, cleaning out everything that they had for them. And we kind of just don't want to do it again based on how much it costs and the amount of work. But at the same time, like, we really feel for this woman. And I guess one of the things I'd like to do is build more relationships with landlords in Houston. And if we have those relationships, maybe we can be more helpful to these kind of people, where we could say, hey, we've got someone that needs a place to live.
Right.
Do you have any vacancies? And then we can help these people further by also helping our partners that are landlords, right? So that's something that we need to do more networking with respect to, right? We've also thought about seeing if she could actually buy the house from us, since we are owner financing it anyways. And I guess you talked to her, right, about that?
I did.
Yeah. So she's going to see if that's a possibility, or
she may have some family that in the area that may be able to buy the house, and maybe they could both live there or something like that. But she made it pretty clear that she just doesn't have the down payment and possibly even have enough money coming in a month to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
We really don't know at this point.
See, that's the hard part about this business, is that, I mean, we want to help everybody, and we don't want to put people in a bad spot, right? But at the same time, I mean, this is a business, and there's a lot of dollars on the line. And so it's not like we can just say, okay, well, just stay in the house, right? I mean, that is a very, very bad business model. So,
Right.
We're going to have to figure out a way to make sure she's taken care of, whether we close before she's out or wait. But still, that's something that's going to be on our plate. So if you guys have any ideas, we'd love to know and hear about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So getting back to the marketing side of that other deal, what we've been doing is we like to put banners and signs right on the house, like big, bold banners that just say owner financing. And then we like to put signs on the property as well, just to get locals that are living in the area driving by, get their attention. And I don't even know how we got this deal. I think because this is a realtor, he doesn't have it listed on the MLS, and I don't even know how we found him. I think we may have marketed to the owner, and then he told the realtor to call us, because I have no idea how we found this deal.
That's a good question. I really don't know. There's a piece of me that was thinking that it was maybe a voicemail drop, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, because we've sent mail and we do instant voicemail drops too. So, but anyways, yeah. So we've got these two deals. Basically, we made the decision to switch gears on how we're moving forward, with the goal of buying enough of these houses to create enough passive income, so that Clint, myself, our other partner, and our wives, if we want to, we can stop working, even though we love this business.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So our goal is to buy 60 of these houses and owner finance them, and create that, I guess, security net, so that no matter how the rest of the business goes, all our bills are getting paid and we are good.
Right.
And we don't have to work our butts off. And I mean, that's similar to a lot of people's rental property strategies. Except we feel that this is way cleaner and way less work, and you don't have to manage any of it, right?
Exactly.
And what we do is we bring in private lenders. So these are we're not talking about hard money. We're talking about just like doctors, dentists. We are involved with a lot of people in the oil and gas industry. So people that are looking to get a really good, stable return, lending on our deals. And the cool thing about this structure is, like, they're lending to us and we're lending to our buyer. And so we both get the benefits, them as a private lender and us being in the middle. We both get the nice cash flow every month in the form of a loan payment. And we don't have to worry about vacancy and repairs, and managing property management companies is actually a big thing. There's not very many, I don't know, there are good ones out there, but it's hard to find good management companies. So regardless of how you have it structured, there's still some headaches involved with rental properties.
And just the sheer cost of the rental management companies too. That's a huge percentage of profits if you don't have to spend that money. Why?
Right. And like, I've done a lot of research in the past with rentals on how best to plan your rental business and how much you put away for each property, right? Because you got to factor in CapEx and repairs. So the roof, right? When's the roof going to be needing to be replaced? If it's 10 years from now, it's probably a good idea to figure out how much you need to put away a month from your cash flow so that you have money to replace the roof.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need to put money aside from your cash flow with a rental. And with this model, no, like it's not our problem. We're just the lender. So we're in love with it. And the marketing's kind of gone, right, Clint? Tell them how we got these deals. I guess we alluded to it. But.
Yeah, they so the thing is that what we were doing when we were wholesaling, essentially, that's a big avenue that we have where we can go and find these deals, is buying them from wholesalers, let them spend the money on marketing, let them give away the bulk of the profits, let them do the hard part, and we can come in and we can get all the back end of it. One thing too that I like about this is the houses are going to they're going to appreciate over time anyway. But also when you have an owner in there, a homeowner, they're going to take pride in this place, and they're going to start to do things and fix up and increase the value of these properties without us having to put an additional penny into them. So that's another huge thing that I really like about this model.
Yeah, that tenant mindset is not there when they're an owner, right? So they're going to have pride of ownership instead of trying to trash the place because they have that screw you attitude, right? Yeah, so that's good. And that's the thing, like we're on a lot of mailing lists for a ton of wholesalers in Houston. And a lot of times we just flip through them and there's no deals there. And I mean, no wholesalers, maybe our margins that we need are different than some guys, but most of those deals are delete. And we wholesale too, so we know how it is on both ends. But this model actually has put us into a position where we're now a buyer instead of a competitor with most wholesalers. Because we are still wholesaling, but we're buying more now. So yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about my weekend that I had. I went to a course in Calgary called Jvology, and it was a weekend course, and it's all about setting up joint ventures for business owners. And it's not about the joint venture that we use in the real estate investing space where it's like, well, you come in on this property and we split the profits. Nope. So what this is about setting up a strategic alignment with other companies that serve your same client, whether it's upstream from your business or downstream. So an example for us, an upstream client would be someone that serves these homeowners that we're trying to buy houses from. Could be like an attorney, like a probate attorney, say. So setting up some sort of strategic alliance where we are able to help their customer, which is someone who's going through the probate process. We're able to get, leads and referrals through them. We help their customer. They get some kind of benefit by doing referrals to us. And then we're basically both growing each other's business and adding more value to our clients. Downstream from us might be something different, like, okay, so we've now bought a house from these people. They might need to move, right? So forging an alliance with, say, a moving company or a storage company, something like that, where we send them our clients and we get a referral fee back. So it's all about how businesses can actually grow their income just from having these joint ventures in place, which is really cool. And I don't think a lot of people spend much time on that. And it can even be like with your competitors. Not everyone responds to the same company, right? Someone may not want to work with you for whatever reason, but if you have an option or a solution that they can go to who's a competitor and you've got a joint venture set up where you get some sort of kickback from it, you're able to serve them because they're going to make a decision with you or without you. You're able to serve them and still capitalize from it, right? While providing better service. So they had a real estate speaker there who was talking about real estate investing. His name's Stuart. He's a great guy in Phoenix, Arizona. He's got a great business going there, mainly rentals. He also does a lot of real estate mentoring and things like that. And he asked the crowd, now this is Calgary, these are people in Calgary, but he asked the crowd, how many of you have had experience with real estate, and how much of that experience was a bad experience? Put up your hand. And I'd say a quarter of the room put up their hand, talking about deals they've done and how they got burned from real estate. And it just made me realize, like, there are so many people out there that want to take a stab at this business. A lot of it has rentals, and they buy these rentals and they don't cash flow. They don't really know. I mean, props to them for going and buying and jumping in, but they don't really know how to find a deal. And so they'll call it, and they'll get something that they're either losing money on each month or just barely breaking even, hoping for appreciation. And then the market takes a dive, or they have to replace the roof or something like that, and they're in a bad spot. And same with flips, right? They take on a flip, but they don't know how much it's going to cost to repair the house or something like that, and they paid too much for the house, and then they get burned, and they never want to do real estate again. So it's just pretty eye-opening to me that, you know, one thing that we have as an established company, and other established people out there that are doing the same thing as us can probably agree, is, you know, we can offer a lot of value to those people and save them from getting in bad situations, or spending 20 grand on a course, one of those traveling road shows, right? That really doesn't support you and just leaves you broke with a lot of
they can invest that 20 grand with us and make a good turn.
Well, yeah, that's my point, is, like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that I think the private lending or joint venture model, where people come in and do a deal with you as a lender, I think it might not be your ultimate goal, but it's a great place to start for people that are wanting to get into real estate. Is just come in with a company that knows what the heck they're doing, and you don't even have to pay for a course. You can take your money and put it to work immediately, get a feel for how it works, and learn something before you take the next step to do the deal on your own, right? So
that's exactly right. You know, they're going to learn about the business while they're investing and making money, instead of paying money to learn about the business, because they're going to be involved with the deals. They're going to see what makes a good deal, what makes a bad deal. And, you know, just through being in proximity of people who are talking about real estate all the time, they're going to learn.
Yeah. And that's what you got to do. You need to immerse yourself. Yeah. So if I were to do it again, I mean, I spent $13,000 on a course once. I wouldn't do that again. I would do something like what we're just saying. So speaking of networking, we didn't talk about this before, but you went to a networking event last night.
I did. I went to it was actually a birthday party for our realtor, Amy Lynch Coleflat, I believe is the way you say her last name. We just call her Zebra Amy. If anyone in Houston, there's a good chance that you've seen the Zebra Realtor with Remax out driving around, driving a zebra striped car or a zebra striped truck, or riding in a parade on the roof of a zebra striped vehicle with a full life-size zebra mounted on the roof of the vehicle. Amy is one of my favorite people that I've met since I've been here in Houston, and she oozes real estate. Everyone around her is in real estate or some aspect of it. There were, title people there last night. There were other investors. There were other realtors. There were brokers. It was a really neat thing for it was an informal networking just for her birthday. It wasn't really a networking event at all. But one thing that makes me really proud to be working with Amy is she told me last night that as it sits right now, she is ranked number 5 Remax realtor in Houston and number 10 in Texas. Wow. So that's huge, especially knowing that Remax, I don't know where they rank in the top in the country, but they're one of the top real estate companies in the country. So that speaks volumes for her. And she has 2 large properties right now. One of them is listed at $2.3 million. If it closes by the end of the year, who knows how far she'll jump on that list. So that's a big deal for her. It potentially could be huge.
It's like a castle. That listing.
And she's a celebrity here in Houston anyway, because she's on TV. Just in the past couple of months, Cal, she's done 3 or 4 TV interviews, been on the news, and she's just great at marketing. She's a great personality and a great person. So happy birthday, Amy, if you come across this, and we love working with you.
Happy birthday, Amy. Yeah, but I mean, what a lesson on how to market yourself, get yourself out there, whether you're a real estate agent or an investment company or something else. Like, everyone knows her because she drives a Zebra. And we want to be in alignment with her because everyone knows her because she drives a Zebra. And obviously she performs as well.
Yeah, she is great.
Yeah. So it's all about building your power team. And yeah, I mean, we're looking to do some more stuff with her in the future too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what else would we encountered this week?
The fire in the burnt house.
There you go.
Yeah.
Burnt house.
So, well, you tell a story. You're more in it than I am on this one.
So this story has some layers to it as well. If we go back a little ways, we bought a literal crack house earlier in the year, and it was a very interesting property. Again, we had a tenant that would not get out, so we had to use the ever popular cash for keys program to get them to leave the house without doing damage. They were planning on, they were forcing eviction is what they were doing. So what we did was we had the seller take them $500, exchange $500 cash for the keys, and had them leave.
With the promise that they'd leave and not wreck anything.
Right.
Even though it was already told.
Now, they did default on their promise a little bit because they wanted to get something out of the house after they were supposed to be out. We said no. They came back, kicked in the door, took what they wanted anyway. So but for the most part, it worked out the way it should. It turned out well.
Yeah.
So the seller turns out to be a mobile notary who we have now used, who is a stone cold closer. She will do all of our mobile notary, and we highly recommend Joy Davis. We'll put her information in the notes below, so that anyone in Houston that needs a mobile notary that is well versed in real estate transactions, and
She closed the deal for us.
Yeah, she saved the deal. The deal was blowing up, and she closed it while I was on the phone with her, and while she was sitting in the living room with actually the seller's mother, because the sellers were in jail. Another long story, another layer to this onion.
That's for next week.
So anyway, we've got a great, we've had 2 layers of great business relationship with Joy and her husband, Dwayne. And now they are bringing deals to us. They are investors as well. They will buy a house and they'll actually do the work themselves. They do it. They're retired. They both have second jobs, and they just enjoy doing it. They stay busy. So that's the reason they like doing the work themselves in these houses. But whenever they come across something that doesn't fit their model that they can't use, now they bring it to us. And we'll give them, a finder's fee for doing so, a pretty healthy finder's fee. So now Joy has brought us this burn house. I don't think I've told you this yet, Cal. The owner of the burn house had not owned the house for a year before it burned.
I was confused last night when I was running comps on it, and I was trying to figure out who the actual owner was because I found 2 different names. So that's probably why.
Yeah. And I think it may have been closer to 3 or 4 months, if I remember.
Owned the house for 3 or 4 months, and this is a nice house too.
Yeah, it's a really nice house.
And it burned.
So we think that from the estimate that you gave me last night, I think that we're close on numbers. I think this is going to be another house that we're going to be able to get under contract. Mm-hmm. Now it's because it's a burn house. Why don't you tell people what our plan for something like this would be, Cal?
Yeah. So We do have some buyers on our buyers list in Houston that say they will do anything, including major renovations. And some people have said that they're okay with fire damaged homes. Got a lot of people. So if you guys are watching and you do fire damaged homes, let us know. We'll make something work. But we do have enough buyers on the list that we think we can move it. And so we're just going to wholesale this one. I don't want any part of it myself. I have owned a fire damaged home in the past, and we just don't want to touch it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
this one's burned all the way through the roof. Looks almost like a car burned in the garage, or maybe a kitchen fire or something like that. It seemed to be in that part of the house. It was hard to tell.
Yeah, but there's enough there that it's still, I mean, you can remodel it.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of good house left.
Yeah. So so that's our plan. Is we're just going to make our offer here probably today or tomorrow. We have our price now, and we pride ourselves, especially bringing Clint on now in the last year, on getting our repair estimates as spot on as possible, because I know that's what a lot of wholesalers have issues with. But we are using the same numbers for houses that we plan on buying and remodeling ourselves. So we got a repair estimate figured out, and we got it at about $52,000, $53,000, something like that. So yeah, we got our offer price, and we're going to make an offer. And we've got a referral fee going to Joy, who brought us this deal, which is great, because we're just creating bird dogs out there from people we've already done business with. So again, the power of your network is really everything in this business. And so we'll see what we do, what we get. What we'll probably do is just have an option period. What we like to do as wholesalers is get an option period where we don't have to put a lot of money down before we have to pay our earnest money. Blast it to our list, and if we get people interested in the property, then we move forward. If no one's, it's just clear that no one's interested, then we just walk away. But we try to do our best, and we don't like to tie up properties for very long in the beginning, unless we're pretty sure that we can get them moved. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's what's going on with that one. Probably should end it here pretty quick here, Clint, but
yeah.
I just wanted to give a little bit of a call to action. If you're watching this, let us know if you like this format. It's a little bit, I guess it's sort of like a podcast kind of a thing. We want to do this once a week and just check in and show you guys what we've got going on in our business. And hopefully there's some tidbits and things like that that'll help you guys, no matter where you're at. If you have an interest in real estate investing, we'd love to hear your questions and comments. And if you are a pro that has been doing this your whole life and you've got any suggestions for some of the things we're talking about, please feel free to put some of those comments and questions below if you're watching it on YouTube. And also, we'd like to offer a free strategy call. So if any of you guys, we'd love to help you out no matter where you're at in your business. We're always looking to work with people, bring people on our projects, and also help other investors. Even if, again, it's all about referrals and network, right? So if there's anything we can do and you want to jump on a call, we're going to put our information in, and we'd love to have a half-hour chat with you and just see how we can help you grow your business, build wealth through real estate, and solve some of your problems. All right. Yeah. So awesome. I guess until next week, this was fun, Clint. We'll have to
this was fun.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right. Y'all have a good day.